The battle is over, and it looks like we have a winner. While people might have expected that Tesla would be the first to deliver a Level 3 self-driving car, it is Mercedes driving away with the trophy, leaving Tesla in the dust. We'll find out how Mercedes left all of the competitors behind, but first, the following. Every day we see the line between sci-fi and reality blurring, and what seems like fiction today might be tomorrow's news headline. For example, in the movie I, Robot, we see Detective Del Spooner riding on an Audi RSQ, which is an autonomous concept car designed by Audi. Spooner can even sleep as the Audi cruises through the streets. Interestingly, I, Robot is set in 2035, which is 11 years in the future from today. Does that mean the technology is ahead of schedule? We'll see that later in the video, and it may surprise you what you learn. Well, it now appears that it's not Audi or Tesla at the forefront of bringing self-driving technology to the US, but Mercedes. What does this mean for the future of driving, and how will it impact the way we navigate our roads? Stick around as we drive in on the topic. You've probably heard about different levels of autonomous driving. These levels are level 1 through 5. Tesla has especially been vocal on the subject. Now, what do these levels actually mean? Let me break it down for you. Level 1 is the most basic form of autonomous driving, with features that provide driver assistance and make the driving experience a bit easier. With Level 1 autonomy, only a single automated driving assistance function can support the driver. A common example of a Level 1 feature is adaptive cruise control. This system uses sensors to detect the vehicle in front and automatically adjusts the speed to maintain a safe following distance. Similarly, you have lane keeping assistance, which uses cameras to detect lane markings on the road and provides gentle steering corrections to help keep the vehicle centered in the lane. With one of these two features, even now, it still requires the driver to be fully engaged for any necessary course corrections. Therefore, it's important to note that while these features can be helpful, they are not meant to replace the driver's attention and control of the vehicle. You are still fully responsible for the safe operation of the car at all times. While Level 1 features can make driving a bit more convenient and add an extra layer of safety, they are, however, very much driver-centric and do not provide any level of autonomous driving capabilities. Level 2 is a step up, which means it takes driver assistance a step further by combining multiple systems to provide more advanced capabilities. One of the most common examples of Level 2 autonomy is Tesla's autopilot system. This combines adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, and other features to allow the car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically under certain conditions, such as on highways. Now, can you let go and catch up on some sleep? Not yet. But hang on, we're getting there. Nissan's Pro Pilot Assist can control acceleration, braking, and steering during single-lane highway driving. However, it requires you to monitor the system and be prepared to intervene when necessary. With Level 2 systems, the car can handle some driving tasks, but it cannot handle all situations on its own. For instance, it may struggle with complex intersections, construction zones, or inclement weather conditions. A simple example to illustrate Level 2 autonomy would be if you're driving on the highway with a system like autopilot engaged. The car can maintain its lane, adjust its speed based on traffic, and even change lanes when you signal. But if a construction zone or an unexpected obstacle appears, the system will prompt you to take over immediately. Level 2 systems are designed to reduce driver fatigue and workload, not replace the driver entirely. The driver must remain alert, attentive, and ready to take control at any time. Level 3, however, is where things get interesting. Level 3 is what Mercedes-Benz has just achieved, a system that can take over the driving task entirely under certain conditions, allowing the driver to disengage and focus on other tasks. Can you take a nap yet? Not exactly. Then, what are these certain conditions? Good question. Mercedes-Benz's Level 3 system, called Drive Pilot, which will be available in Merca's EQS and S-Class sedans, can only operate on specific freeways in California and Nevada, and it must be during the day, in clear weather, and at speeds under 40 miles per hour. Where's the fun in that? Therefore, while it's a significant milestone, even so it's quite limited. But wait, what about Level 4 and Level 5? Level 4 autonomy represents a major leap from Level 3, as it allows a vehicle to drive itself entirely without any human intervention, under specific conditions or in certain areas. At this level, the autonomous driving system can handle all aspects of the driving task, such as accelerating, braking, steering, monitoring the environment, and making complex decisions, without requiring you to take control or even remain attentive. But there's a restriction. Level 4 systems can only function autonomously within certain geographic areas or under specific environmental and traffic conditions. For example, Waymo's self-driving taxis might be able to operate autonomously within Phoenix, but may not be able to handle rural roads, extreme weather conditions, or unpredictable situations outside its programmed parameters. So, while Level 4 systems can operate without human intervention within their specific needed circumstances and surroundings, they still require a human operator to take over in situations outside their programmed capabilities or in case of a system failure. Level 5 is the Holy Grail, a car that can drive itself anywhere, anytime, without any human intervention. We see you, Spooner. Level 5 represents the highest level of autonomous driving technology, often referred to as full autonomy or driverless. At this level, a vehicle can operate entirely without human intervention, under any conditions or environments, and without any geographic or operational limitations. Unlike Level 4 systems, which are confined to specific areas or conditions, Level 5 autonomous vehicles can navigate any road, in any weather, and in any traffic situation, without requiring you to take control or even remain attentive. Here's where you can take a nap, and since human intervention is never required, Level 5 vehicles may not have traditional driving controls like a steering wheel, brake pedal, or accelerator. It will also have all-weather, all-terrain capability, and be capable of complex decision-making such as navigating through construction zones, interpreting hand signals from police officers, or responding to unexpected situations on the road. The question remains, are we ahead of schedule? The Level 5 we see Spooner riding in is a few years away, and that means we may not be ahead of schedule based on the movie. So, why is Mercedes-Benz's achievement such a big deal? Well, for starters, they've beaten the competition, including tech giants like Tesla, to bring true Level 3 autonomy to the US market. Who would have thought? Now, you might be thinking, but Tesla has been talking about full self-driving for years. Doesn't that mean they're ahead? Not quite. Tesla's autopilot and FSD systems are impressive. Nevertheless, they're classified as Level 2, meaning the driver needs to remain attentive and ready to take over at any moment. Elon Musk is planning an August 2024 robo-taxi event, which is the closest that Tesla is teasing autonomous driving. Late to the party? Maybe. Robo-taxis are already in the US with Alphabet's Waymo and GM's Cruise. Will Tesla be offering something different? There's talk of selling such a car that drives you around while you sit back. Mercedes-Benz, on the other hand, has taken a more cautious and regulatory-compliant approach, ensuring their system meets the strict criteria for Level 3 autonomy. And let's be honest, when it comes to cutting-edge technology like this, you want a company with a proven track record and a commitment to safety. Mercedes says that Level 4 self-driving is in the works and may be available by the end of the decade. So, will Tesla leapfrog Mercedes to offer a Level 4 autonomous vehicle? It's a wait-and-see game. Remember, Tesla has still to offer a Level 3. What does this mean for the future of driving? Imagine being able to catch up on work, read a book, or even take a nap during your daily commute, all while your car navigates the highway for you. Self-driving could revolutionize the way we think about transportation. reducing traffic congestion, increasing accessibility for those unable to drive, and potentially even making our roads safer. The highest percentage of accidents on U.S. roads are attributed to human error, which NHTSA says it's up to 94%. So, remove human error, and the roads become much safer. Of course, there are still challenges to overcome. For example, there are regulatory hurdles where the regulators need to establish safety standards and testing protocols. There are complex legal questions around liability in the event of an accident involving an autonomous vehicle. Regulations need to clarify who is responsible: the automaker, the software developer, the owner, or the operator, if a human takes over. This will impact insurance requirements and rates. We also have the question of data privacy and security. Autonomous vehicles generate and rely on vast amounts of data, raising concerns about data privacy, security, and ownership. The Audi RSQ agent Spooner was hacked, and the rogue robots could locate him. Away from the silver screen, there may be concerns about malevolent people accessing the vehicle system remotely. That's why regulations are needed to govern data collection, storage, sharing, and usage practices. On the other hand, there's public acceptance. Indeed, many will hesitate to give up control to a self-driving system. Why? Fear of potential software glitches, sensor failures, or cyber threats that could compromise safety. Some drivers worry that autonomous driving could scrap driving enjoyment. How many people do you know that drive purely for pleasure? The feel of the steering wheel, shifter, and roar of the engine under the accelerator. That explains why manual transmissions have persisted even in the coming age of autonomous driving. Many times, people will take their car for a drive, just to clear their head. The magic is in the driving engagement. But one thing is clear: Mercedes-Benz has taken a significant step towards a future where autonomous driving is a reality, and they've left their competitors playing catch-up. So, what do you think about this groundbreaking achievement? Are you excited about the prospect of Level 3 autonomy, or do you have concerns? How do you see this technology impacting the way we travel in the years to come? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Automotive Intelligence for more insightful content on the cutting edge of automotive technology. See you in the next video.